Welcome to the Bodhi Academy. My name is Shrutika and today let us continue with the part 2 of our chapter Mineral Nutrition from class level. So in our previous classes we have studied what are minerals, what are nutrients and why it is important for the plant. That is, it is important for the plant's growth, development and reproduction. Then we have also seen which are the essential nutrients which are there present in the soil and what are its functions. Then we have also covered what will happen if this mineral are deficient in plant. We have seen the deficiency symptoms and which mineral deficiency will cause the diseases in plants. Then uh, now what are we going to cover is the next part, that is how these minerals can create toxicity in the plants, and then we will see what is the mechanism of absorption of these minerals and how these minerals are transported in plants. So now let us start with our video. Okay, so toxicity of micronutrients, that is anything which is more than its required, it will create a problem in any organism. So same way in plants also, if there are more nutrients, then also that will create a problem in the plant. That is, in higher doses micronutrient become toxic as in unwanted to the plant. Any tissue concentration which reduces dry weight of the tissue by 10% is called toxic concentration. That is, the concentration of the nutrients increases in the plant which makes the tissue toxic, and then this will reduce the plant tissue weight to 10%, and critical toxic concentration is different for different mineral. So this depends upon mineral to mineral. So this is how toxicity of micronutrients happens in the plants. So now let us see what is the mechanism of absorption of elements. So this we have seen in our previous chapter, that is transportation in plants, that minerals are transported in plants through two pathways, that is apoplastic and symplastic pathway. So same way minerals are also transported through these two phases. The first phase, it is the rapid intake of ions occurs in free space or outer space of the cell through apoplastic pathway, and in the second phase ions are taken slowly into the inner space. This is through the symplastic pathway. Also there are passive movements of ions in apoplastic occurs through ion channels and transport protein. So we also know that membranes consist of ion channels and transport protein. So through apoplastic pathway to symplastic pathway and through transport mechanism, that is passive transport, through ions and proteins are transported to the ion channels and protein membrane protein which are present in the membrane. So this is how the absorbed minerals are transported in the plants. On the other hand, movement of ion into symplastic pathway occurs through expenditures of the ion energy by active process. So this is how the transport happens in plant. So now let us see what is source. Let us see what is, from where does this minerals comes, from where plants take these minerals from. So soil is the reservoir of essential nutrients. We all know that plants grow in soil, and soil, it is made up of different kinds of minerals. So that is the reservoir for the minerals which are taken up by the plants. So most of the nutrient required for the growth and development is obtained from soil by the roots. So root hair from the root will absorb these nutrients which are present in the soil. So these minerals are formed by weathering of rocks, and soil also harbors nitrogen fixing bacteria and other microbes, holds water and supplies air to the roots. So deficiency of essential elements affects the crop yield. So fertilizers are used to supplement these elements. So we all know that soil consists of soil is made from the weathering of the rock. That is, rocks wither, and then we also know that rocks consist of many minerals. Rocks are made up of minerals. So when the rocks weather, the minerals which are there present in the rocks also come into the soil. which are then supplied to the plants through the roots. Also in the soil there are many microorganisms which are essential for the growth of the plant, as they can help in fixation and also helps in secretion of secondary metabolites which are very essential for the plant growth and development. So this is how soil becomes a reservoir for the essential elements which are required for the plant for its growth and development. So now let us see how the elements are metabolized. First we will see the metabolism of nitrogen, that is nitrogen metabolism in the plants. So before that, what we will cover in this topic is, first we will see what is nitrogen cycle. To study the nitrogen mechanism, that is metabolism of the nitrogen, we have to see what is nitrogen cycle first. So nitrogen cycle, apart from carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, nitrogen is the most prevalent element in the living organism. Nitrogen is a constituent of amino acid, protein, hormones, chlorophyll and many of the vitamins. So nitrogen is the building block. We can say that nitrogen is the main constituent, or it is very essential in the formation of amino acid, proteins, hormones, chlorophyll and many other vitamins. So it is despite of the plant require carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Beside this, nitrogen is very essential in the plant. So nitrogen exists as two nitrogen atoms joined by a very strong triple covalent bond, that is N2, in the environment. So this process of conversion of this N2 to ammonia is termed as nitrogen fixation. So nitrogen fixation is a very important process which will convert the nitrogen which is there in the atmosphere to ammonia, which can be then taken up by the plant for its growth and development. So in nature, lightning, ultraviolet radiation provides enough energy to convert this nitrogen to nitrogen oxide, because N2 is plant cannot take in N2 in its original form. So N2 has to be converted into NO, NO2 or N2O, so that the plant can absorb these nutrients. That is nitrogen's different forms are absorbed by the plant and not the N2 form. So now let us see how the nitrogen cycle occurs in the environment. So this is the atmospheric nitrogen. So this is the atmospheric nitrogen. It is present in the N2 form. So N2 is the main form in which the nitrogen is present in the atmosphere. So this N2 is then biologically N2 fixation, then there is industrial N2 fixation, electric N2 fixation and denitrification. So what will happen is, this N2 will be converted to NH3, that is ammonia, by biological nitrogen fixation or industrial nitrogen fixation, and through electrical nitrogen fixation and denitrification, this N2 will be converted to NO3. So this is happening in the soil. So this process of conversion of the N2 into NH3 and NHO3 and NO2, it happens in the soil. So this we call as the soil nitrogen pool. So after that, what happens is, this from the soil is uptaken by the plant biomass, and this plant will be eaten by the animals. So this nitrogen will also get supplied into the plants, from the plants to the animals. And when the plant and the animal decomposes, the decaying biomass is then converted to ammonia through the process of ammonification, and again this cycle continues. So this is how the nitrogen cycle happens in the environment, that is into the atmospheric, soil and biomass. So this was about the nitrogen cycle in our environment. So what we have studied today is what is what happens when there are more minerals, there is toxicity of micronutrient, mechanism of absorption of elements. Then we have seen soil as a reservoir of essential nutrients, and how nitrogen metabolism happens in the plant or in our environment, that is through nitrogen cycle. So this was about today's video. Thank you for watching today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to the Bodhi Academy.